Hello, and thank you very much for your interest in studying German for A Level. Hopefully, the following information will prove useful for you. Firstly, the German A Level consists of 3 papers. Paper 1 is a listening, reading, and writing paper and lasts for 1 hour and 45 minutes. Paper 2 is a writing paper where you write 2 essays, one based on a film that you study, one based on a novel that you study, and that lasts an hour and a half. And paper 3 is a speaking paper where you discuss a topic that you've studied over the 2 years, and then you do an independent research project where you talk for 10 minutes about a topic that you've become something of an expert on. The topics that you study in German at A Level differ somewhat from what you're used to at GCSE. We talk about family structures, for example, why we've moved from sort of the 50s, 60s, mum, dad, 2 kids, to all sorts of different families nowadays, and what's caused these changes. We look at art and architecture, which is quite a departure from what you're used to studying, and maybe the first time for some of you that you've studied that. And we look at things like the Bauhaus Movement and why practical, modern, functional buildings, such as found in the Bauhaus Movement, came into being, and what they changed and evolved from, and why those changes happened. We look at the digital world, we look at aspects of youth culture, German reunification and Germany in Europe, plus Berlin cultural life, looking at how Berlin has always been a cultural metropolis, a scientific and educational magnet for artists, scientists, thinkers over the years. We examine through the topics how Germany has gone from a pariah state, obviously in the 2 world wars, to one of the world's leading democratic and economic powerhouses. How can a country change its fortunes so radically? And I think the A-level course really gets to grips with this. For example, in the novel The Reader, we follow the fortunes of Hannah, who was a concentration camp guard in Nazi Germany, and how she goes to trial in court, and how she wants to tell the truth in court so that she can atone for her crimes, and it forces the reader to think about, from her point of view, and whether good can come from an awful situation. And we look also at the lives of others, which examines life in East Germany in the Cold War period. And it makes you think, makes you empathise with the people who lived there, with the restrictions that were on their lives, and makes you think about how it would be to live without being able to give a political opinion, and what the consequences of that might be for you if you do. So it's a very thought-provoking course. Skills-wise, there are a huge range of skills that you learn. The first thing pretty early on that we do in the course is talk about analysing. So how you can hone techniques to look at a situation from different points of view, so you can draw conclusions, make comparisons, hypothesize, suggest who should be doing what, critique things, and explore links in lots of different situations. The listening and reading aspect of the course, the comprehension skills, get you picking gist and detail out of quite complex texts that train your eye and ear to pick out those key messages. Inference skills are a real key part of the course. So what do you do when you see that one word that you don't know? It's anti-perfectionism. It's making you work out the meaning and solve problems from the information you do have, rather than worrying about what you don't know. So it's developing coping strategies. There's the literary criticism aspect of it, where you're writing essays in German and using appropriate language to make points. Also, there are translation skills that you have to translate into German and out of German into English, as well as summary skills. So you've got a text that you've got to break down into 90 words of your own. One of the really interesting aspects of the course is the IRP, so the Independent Research Project. This is a little bit like an EPQ in miniature, really, because you you are choosing a topic that interests you, you're developing your research skills, you've got to select that topic and refine the title once you've decided what it is. You've got to choose an appropriate research material and become a bit of an expert on your topic. We've had many interesting topics in the past, such as how traditional German dress has become fashionable again, whether, referring back to the film we just saw and talking about how it was difficult to live in those situations, but also one of our ex-students raised the question, was East Germany in the Cold War the bad place that the West makes it out to be? What were the benefits of living there? And another topic that we had was, why has a far-right party, the Alternative für Deutschland, become the key opposition party in Germany today? So some very thought-provoking topics have been picked. And finally, a word should go about careers. German is a door into many, many other careers. We would often recommend that you combine it with something else at university as well, so that it broadens your range of options. It's very useful for the world of business. We hear every year of students in school whose parents work for German businesses, often have to end up working in Germany, and so therefore German is an excellent subject choice if you are interested in the world of business. If you wanted to work for a company like GCHQ in Cheltenham, studying German would pave a way for you picking another language that they would very much favour you studying, so that you could work in that sector. There are translating, interpreting, teaching options as well. And a language-based course is ideal if you want to study something such as law or German, because it's language-based. It is very, very well respected, a German A Level. It would open the door to degrees such as journalism and law, which would allow you to follow those paths as well. So it's a great idea to combine it. It's also a great idea to combine it with other courses at university. Ideally, we would like you to get a grade level 7 at GCSE to do German A Level. But above all, what we would like you to think about is the fact that it opens your eyes to, it makes you think from a different point of view. You've got to step out of being English and learn the language of another culture, and it makes you see another culture, language and country through somebody else's eyes, which is a great skill in itself. So I hope you found this information useful, and please, you know where we are, so please do come and find us if you've got any further questions. Thank you very much.